shit.
30th AG, man. Like, to me, you watch the basic training videos, and I think basic training, like any video you watch or whatever, skips reception. Like they do, they hit it in the sense of like, hey, you show up, you're in civilians, but then they like
it's just
they
in
move
processing as well.
Yeah, they move on real quick to like.
And they show the nice drill sergeant talking to the young soldier, you know.
Yeah.
But for us, it was like 30th AG was one of two things. It was reality that I was where I'm at, but then two, I was kind of like, when the fuck does the real thing start? I know me and you had that conversation halfway through 30th.
Right. When are we going to get into being a soldier? When do we start? Yeah.
Well, because originally we had thought, like, well, probably about 2 days in, we're like, this can't be it. You know, like this is, because drill sergeants ain't yelling at you. You go to the chow hall and you eat whatever you want, however much you want. All you got to do, like, they walk you around, you get your head shaved, you get your uniforms, and then you put them on. You're like, hey, I'm wearing my uniform. Fuck yeah, you know.
The first 2 days we're in PTs.
Yeah.
Like we were in civilians, and the next morning I think we got PTs or whatever. And then we walked around that for a couple of days, and we were like, when's the real shit coming?
Yeah.
And then like we got our uniform, and I remember me and you were coming out of chow, like getting back in line, and we're like, this ain't it. This
can't be it.
This ain't the real shit.
Yeah, because I had just ate like pizza and chicken nuggets and fuck whatever I wanted, and Gatorade and soda. I'm like, there's no way.
There's no way.
But nobody's saying yes or no. So like, some people are like, oh, this is it, and then some of us are like, maybe not. And then
because we really haven't.
Yeah,
like
and the drill sergeants won't tell you. You can ask them.
Yeah, because I know the whole time they're polite and everything. I'm like, this is
ours were just kind of like. I mean, they were
literally like they just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, they were dicks, but not like in a bad way. They were just like, yeah, whatever.
Like, I gotta
be here, be there.
So
I gotta take you over here. Let's fuck go. I think isn't that where like drill sergeants who are like
it's like drill sergeants that are leaving the trail,
right?
Or they
got gotten in trouble. That's miles away.
Got trouble and got pulled off the trail. That's really go to like. I feel like 30 days AG, and I might be wrong. I wasn't a drill sergeant. I don't fucking know, but I feel like that's kind of like the drill sergeant retirement.
Yeah, like to go.
Like you're done,
or keep yourself out of trouble type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you can still finish your.
You can definitely tell after you've been in the military for a little bit that the drill sergeants at 30th AG or reception anywhere, or like the drill sergeants that are like they wear the round brown, they're doing their job, but at the same time, they probably walk in the morning, they get a schedule. Like, I got to get these guys through uniforms or haircuts,
shots, whatever. Man.
And it's kind of like this. Like, once I get them all through. They're done, I get to go home.
Yeah.
So, like, they're just trying to, they're not really being, it's more that they're being addicted, they're annoyed that they're there.
Yeah, it's like we're inconveniencing them.
That's why
we are. We are.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But to them, it's just an inconvenience.
Like,
fuck,
you know.
And you don't know how
much lunch really have to be 30 minutes. You know, come on now.
Yeah.
And you don't know how long they've been there. This could be like their 15th fucking cycle.
Dealing with. Sergeant.
So what? Basic training for us, OSIT for us, was supposed to be 18 weeks, but was cut short for Christmas.
So they condensed.
Oh, okay.
But so 18 weeks was the original cast out OSIT, right? So you got to think that drill sergeant has you for 18 weeks, but the drill sergeant reception, I think we're one of the longer cycles waiting to go.
Yeah.
So a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many cycles has he taken in the sense of like, is it every 4 days?
How many times
every
he
3
stood there and
watch
motherfuckers get their
We sat 30 AG for
it seemed like within a week we were.
Yeah, we were.
Well, like I said, we were one of the longer cycles.
Yeah. But we were also, our group was one of the first sets there for our basic. So we we were there for a while.
They moved. They got moved.
Yeah, the rest of the guys that were going to basic with us were still coming in.
Yeah. Like, we showed up at the beginning, so there's like a window, like a reception window. So 10 days, right?
Right.
Let's just say that's the fucking number. We showed up on day 1, but there's still dudes trickling in.
Like Alaska and California are like day 8 and 9. You know.
Yeah, so you still got guys that are trickling in. So we're just sitting there waiting for the class to like fill
Maybe it wasn't that long for me because we were like.
Maybe you were
like it was like 1 or 2 days, and we were.
You were probably there towards the end if you were coming from California.
Because there was some guys that showed up that like they showed up, like 3 days out.
Yeah, like
they're doing everything like.
My one buddy Thornton, who was from Kentucky, he was probably there a week.
Probably,
yeah.
So they got like a certain number that they got to meet like a certain window or number that they got to
flights
meet before they ship everybody off to like their units.
Yeah.
So for us, it was like we showed up on day one, and it was like every day the class, like the group
got bigger. Okay.
So like when we first went to the reception, like barracks, there was like only like a quarter of the bay filled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was like 100 bunk bay. Like it was huge.
Yeah, it was a massive bay. There's only like 25 of us. And then like the next day there's 25 more, and then like so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Like the group just grows.
Next thing you know, the whole company's there. Yeah, then.
And then they start to try to organize you, and then you got your group leader or whatever, and that dude was, I don't remember his name, but he was a fucking idiot.
So it's funny. I hate to say this about some people, but it's funny to see though, like basic training happen, right? So 30th AG, we're there. You get that initial shock of like the drill sergeant's telling you like the amnesty box, haircut, like all that shit, right? But it's funny to see things progress in the sense of the guy that showed up, like we were talking about, people just being super confident.
Oh yeah, we've had. I think everybody gets those. Yeah,
happen. Watching that unfold in the sense of me and you were not like. I will say, like, we weren't the front of the group.
No,
but you weren't.
We're not telling everybody to like, oh, this is what's going to happen. Like, oh, get in formation. Like we didn't try to take leadership at all. We're just there.
So that was me. My advice was just excel.
Yep.
Excel when it comes to your tests, your schooling. But other than that.
But it was funny to watch those guys at reception and like wanting to like take charge.
Yeah.
Want to be the guy that's in charge of the group or whatever.
Yeah.
And then to watch pickup day and watch those guys fucking crumble.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Off the rip. Like 5 minutes in, on pickup, that guy's crying in a corner, and here we are still just
taking it.
Doing the same thing that we were doing.
And that was where I grew up. With those drill sergeants, how they screamed at me and what they called me is no different from what my mom, my dad, my uncles called me all the time. I'm like,
I can't say that I'm the same way. They had some very creative things to say.
Oh yeah.
I was like, holy fuck, what?
Yeah. I didn't know I didn't know there was that many names for a Mexican. I mean, they just like ripped me. But I heard that shit growing up in my neighborhood. I grew up in a mixed neighborhood. Yeah.
But it was funny because like in reception, like even breaking down like showers and stuff like that, right? Yeah. You had the shower curtain still, individual little showers, but you're all still like acting like 15-year-old boys in the locker room, like don't look at my fucking wiener.
Yeah.
So
keep your eyes on your own, John.
I've got an NSFW story from reception. So we were taking our showers, and we were like a week in already. And it was whoever that guy was. I don't remember his name, but all of us hated him. He wouldn't ever shut up. He's like, hey, you do this. Hey, you do that. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Like, whatever. Anyway, so I'm taking a shower, and I'm whacking one out, right? He just opens up a shower curtain right in the middle of it, and I just reached up, and I, like, spit on my hand and fucking smacked him in the face. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, rager right there in the shower, whatever. And he didn't really ever talk to me after that one.
Yeah.
But he was also the guy that was crying underneath the CTA the first day.
Yep.
See?
He was the one who was trying to break his ankle the day we were getting picked up.
He was trying to break his ankle?
We were sitting there in formation before they came to like get a tally on us, our drill sergeants and stuff, and we lined up, and we were sitting there in formation. He's literally like stomping on his ankle and crying for his mom. The dude is crying for his mother.
No joke. So, like we said, reception was very chill in the sense of like, you go through, you get your peanut butter shot, the haircut.
Oh, yeah.
Like all that.
All that, yeah.
You have your own little experience, right? But pickup day, you could see that something was off. So they don't tell you that today's pickup day.
Yeah. They're just like, get your shit, pack it up.
But you can see that drill sergeant that's been in charge of you for like that week.
He's
happy.
Yeah.
And he's like, pack your shit.
Yeah.
Get outside, and you're
get the fuck out of my hair.
You're sitting in alphabetical order. You're sitting on your bag. You're just like waiting.
You're in a cattle line, pretty much.
Just waiting, and he's like. He's just bebopping around. And you're like, well, today's the day. This is it. This is what's happening.
That's where it's coming down, right.
Yeah.
And then, your actual drill sergeant show up to pick you up. And, I wasn't near that guy. But to hear that is funny because, you get on the bus, put your head down, don't look, whatever. Yeah. You get there, the door opens, they're screaming, they're yelling, they're coming on the bus, they're trying to get the fuck off the bus. What I remember most significantly about that day was, that guy. laying in the fetal position
Yep.
underneath like the overhang outside like your new barracks, like your actual basic training barracks, crying, screaming
literally
for his
like
mom.
rocking back and forth, crying for his mom.
Shut up.
But this is the guy that the entire time at reception
Was
like
charge.
I remember him like standing there one day and he was like, I was in ROTC or whatever, like I know what we're doing, like make sure you have your shit, make sure you do this. And I think really to him, he thought that reception was what basic training was going to be.
So he showed his ass there and found out.
And then he found out like, oh shit, this isn't it.
Yeah.
They're like the real guys were coming to pick us up.
Yeah.
And then he got scared because that night before, you know, like we still had to pull fire guard and stuff.
Right.
But that night before, he like, that's when you started hearing him like start to cry, starting to kind of freak out, panic. I don't know. You hear all the stories. Like I don't know. There was guys that tried to run.
We had one there. So there's two different things that happened. There was one guy. I don't know if you remember this. He straight up put on his civvies, packed his bag, and just walked out the gate, cool as a cucumber. And like all the guards and everything were just like, what? And then they were just like, fucking stop that guy. And they had to like chase. He just walked out like nothing was going on. So no, like, and you know, he wasn't running, wasn't freaking out. So everybody was like, is he supposed to?
Yeah. We actually had a guy who he left CQ desk. He left a note, went back to Waco, boned out. He left. Time he got off the bus at Waco. I mean, I guess he got a bus that he left. Time we got off the bus in Waco, the MPs from Fort Hood were waiting for him.
Oh, shit.
I mean, this dude left a note, went back to Waco.
Damn.
You know, like, and then the thing about reception is like the rumor mill's going.
Yeah.
There's 100 fucking people like in this one big.
Most of them were started by the drill sergeants. Or the people like the actual people working there.
Yeah.
I figured that.
But like the rumor mill starts going. You hear about so and so sucked someone's dick in the fucking laundry room.
Alpha troop got caught. Having sex with some dude with using peanut butter as lube. You know, or whatever.
Like all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
But all I remember really about reception is like reception is a very it's very cloudy.
Yeah.
In the sense of like I think it's because you're in that heightened sense and you're.
That's like for me because it seemed like it was pretty quick. I mean, it was like haircut and uniforms and like I said, it seemed like it was just a matter of days.
But see, like I remember like snapshots, right? Like I remember the bed. I remember like the showers because like I thought everybody was gonna be like. I'm not saying I was like playing on everybody's dicks being out, but I was like, oh, there's shower curtains. Like, oh, this is something I didn't expect.
Yeah.
But and then like the shots, like the whole walking down the line, getting your
don't move, it'll rip your arm off.
Dude, I felt like I was in a freaking assembly line. It was just like step in the square. Like, oh god.
They always say, well, don't move.
The only privacy you got was like a little stall where they fucking gave you the shot in your ass, and you're like. But then you walk out and everybody's doing the same shit.
Yeah, like rubbing their ass cheeks. Then at the end you get a cracker and a little dental cup full of Gatorade.
Yeah, and then like one thing I didn't expect about reception was the fucking Eagle Cash card.
Yeah,
so we
got
like
us an advance.
Like they give you an advance on your paycheck.
Okay.
Give us like a little debit card, and then they took us all up to like the shop at, and I was like, this is how you know this is a government ran program. Is in the sense of like. We're going to give you your money early, but then we're going to tell you what you're going to buy.
That's exactly what it was. Because whenever I was getting ready to leave, I'd done a lot of research, and I'd watched the video of a guy. He's like, get a brand new pair of shoes, for PT and basic. And he's like, make sure you bring tennis shoes, bring this and this. So I did. I got a brand new pair of shoes, and I brought them with me.
Didn't even use them.
No. We had to buy the ones that they told us to buy at the shop with the money that they gave us. From our paychecks.
Yeah, so they take you into
you get fitted for
the shop at
shoes.
Right. So it's got like it's a shop at just for 30th, and like everything is completely organized. And like you will buy this soap, you will buy this towel, this washcloth.
So the whole time your brand new shoes you bought. Yeah, see, we brought our own. There's dudes out there with black shoes, white shoes.
No. So like they were like, this is the wall of shoes you can pick from, and there's like 3 different pairs.
Yeah.
It's all Asics. It's all like this one brand.
They had a foot doctor there that you would step in while everybody else is going through getting your stuff, you would rotate out from this foot doctor, and he would watch the way you stand on one foot and everything, and then he would like see your size and your width, and he would say, okay, you need these Asics or you need these Brooks,
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Ba-
Brooks.
yeah,
that was the
just
other one, yeah.
based on how he would
You're
see.
But you're
Yeah.
paying for all this out of your first paycheck.
Yeah.
So the only thing you're getting issued at basic is your uniform, your boots, your dress uniform, and then like your
So
canteen.
the card they gave you to buy your shoes was being deducted from your check.
From your paycheck,
Yeah. That they made us.
It's an advance on
No.
your first paycheck.
No shit.
Yep.
And they hand you like a little. So the Eagle Cash card is used later
it's
on.
It's a debit card. Yeah.
It's used like on deployment and stuff. That's how you use it for like things that the Army provides that you can pay for.
Yeah.
Which is thinking about it is fucking fucked up. But you should just give it to me. But at basic training, yes, they give you the Eagle Cash card. It's a debit card from the fucking government telling you that this is an advance.
Here's your money and here's what you're going to spend it on.
Yeah. So they take like $300 of your first paycheck, and everything that you're supposed to buy for basic is all on that card or whatever.
Your laundry detergent.
Right, everything's
everything
on that card.
The only thing that you're being issued is, like I said, uniforms, PTs, like your Camelback, your boots, your dress uniform. You're not even like, I guess the ruck, whatever, like all that. I don't even. Did we?
I think we got the ruck.
You got the ruck there.
At basic.
Yeah.
So this is like your laundry bag, like your uniform, your Camelback, your canteens, whatever, like that shit.
Yeah, I think that's all I brought from basic was my laundry bag, my uniforms.
But I'm saying they take you up to the shop and they're like, you will buy soap, a toothbrush,
that is crazy.
toothpaste.
You walk in a zigzag like IKEA, kind of just like through the aisles. Grab this, grab that. Don't grab that. That's not for you. Grab this one.
No shit.
And then you got to pay for it with and even your first haircut is deducted out of here.
Yeah, we had to pay. We had cash back.
Yep.
But no, this is coming off your fucking advance. It's like a credit card.
Yeah.
But you're going to pay it back.
Yeah.
Off your first paycheck.
That's some crazy shit.
And that's what I didn't expect. I did not expect. I thought.
Right.
I thought he gave it to you.
I thought everything. Because like my dad went.
That's all. That's what I'm saying. Well, what I was like. Well, they give you everything you're gonna need.
Now I didn't even think about like the body wash and things like that. Like so that I can see that you know paying for that yourself or what man. But if it's basic and if they're gonna make us use a certain one, so we're all the same, then hand that shit.
Like
out.
like why aren't you being handed a bar of soap?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I thought it was going to be. Like the Army was going to issue you a toothbrush.
Yeah.
This one type of toothpaste.
Yeah.
One bar of soap fits all.
Towels and rags.
But that's the thing. Towels are not even issued. We bought those at the shop.
And they weren't absorbent at all. They just smeared.
It's like
water.
a brown towel. You had to have two brown towels, two brown washcloths.
Yeah.
But I thought that's something that like you're going to be issued. Like no, they take you up to the PX and they're like, you will buy these two brown towels, these two brown washcloths, and I'm like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
And I even asked, I was like, I bought like my own shoes for this, and they're like, no. Nope. You have to use these.
Yeah. So once you get,
I ended up using those tennis shoes when I got to my unit in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Those were my PT shoes.
That was the thing. Like once you got so you wore civilians until you got the PTs, and then once you got the PTs, then you wear those until you get your uniform. But after that, you had your civilian bag that you brought. Mm-hmm. All civilian memorabilia or whatever you want to fucking clothing, socks, shoes, whatever. It all had to fit in that bag.
Yeah.
If it didn't fit in that bag, you had to throw it away.
Right.
Yep.
So it all goes in that bag. Once it goes in that bag, so you got that bag, your duffel bag, your laundry bag.
Yeah, 2 duffel bags.
2 duffel bags, your laundry bag, and that civilian bag. You take that with you to basic. Once you get to pick up and you get to your new unit, the civilian bag goes away. Like pretty much
it gets locked in a closet. Yeah.
So you can't touch any, like he was saying, like your shoes, your whatever you brought with you.
It was like almost like we were like in a box. Every section had that bag. You put everything in there.
Anything that was old goes away.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's what's fucking crazy is like I brought toothpaste and a fucking toothbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Army version, so
I brought fucking
it was
soap.
Better, so that's why they didn't want to use it.
I brought soap, but then I had to buy the same soap at the shop.
But like I don't know, for me, when we first get off, we march to when we first get in there in the movie Stripes. You see the movie Stripes? That room we walked in the same room. And it is exactly, I mean, that was 1981. This is what, 80s, 88, 89.
Yeah, which is like the military things don't change over time.
Yeah, it never changed. I walked in, I was like, this still looks. This is from the movie Stripes, ain't it? Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, but the room looked the same. The carpet, everything was still the same.
The only bad part about reception was that first day,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of like they take you in this big fucking room. Everybody sits down at this like wasn't bleachers. It wasn't seats. It was like I don't know, like a square bench that you
Yeah.
could probably fit
Yeah.
20 people on. And we were like what the first like 10 there.
Yeah.
So we've already got the little like reception like welcome or what. And then the worst part is that we had to hear the same fucking thing
Over
every
and-
time.
30 more times because like we were the first 10 in there sitting on this bench like staring at this wall. And like they come in, they tell you your shit, you throw your shit away in the amnesty thing, whatever. You sit down on the bench, and then you just sit there.
Yeah.
You just sit there, and there's nobody in there with you. They
Yeah,
just
you're
walk.
just
they,
sitting
they,
there.
they give you a little orientation.
I
They
forgot
walk
about
out,
that.
Yeah.
and then like the next 10 show up or 20 or whatever. You watch them go through the same thing you just went through. And they all sit down, and then they walk out of the room. They're like, "Hey, what are we supposed to do?" I'm like, "Bro, we've been sitting here for 2 hours.
We weren't allowed to talk.
Yeah.
We weren't
Yeah.
supposed to talk.
And someone like whispers up, like, "Hey man, what are we supposed to do?" And you're like, "I don't know. I've been here for 2
Yeah,
hours."
right. We've just been sitting here. My
Shut the
ass
fuck
hurts,
up.
Yeah.
back hurts, everything fucking hurts.
And that I remember, like, as the room started getting more full, it was kind of like that whole thing of like people walk in and they'd be like, "Hey, what are we supposed to, shut the fuck up," because do they know when you're talking?
Yeah.
You're tired of being
Yeah.
asked.
Don't talk.
What's
Don't
supposed to
fucking
do?
talk.
Yeah.
Just don't talk.
So you gotta think like the 40th guy in, like he's
Yeah.
really fucking lost. We've been sitting there for 2.5 hours. Like
Yeah. No
the
talking.
40th dude walks in, he sits down, and like 10 minutes in, you see him starting to get like a little antsy. Like, "Hey man, what are we doing?" You're like, "Shut the fuck up." bro."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And he
They
and
know
then
when you're fucking talking.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
as soon as you start talking, someone walks in like, "Hey,
Yeah. Hey, fuck
shut the fuck up!"
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It was so bad.
And we went through that shit for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning because
Dude, it was. Oh my god.
because we came in and when
We got there when the sun was going down.
yeah, it had just gotten
Okay.
dark.
It was
Yeah.
dusk
So.
when we pulled in.
So we were like, "Oh man, we're gonna get there." Like it's like
Yeah.
checking into your hotel room. We're like, "Oh, we're gonna get there, man."
Yeah.
They're gonna like tell us what's up. They're gonna put us to bed.
It was like 4 or 5 in the morning before we actually got to our bay
Yeah.
to go to
And-
sleep.
Then you go lay down, right? So they're like, "All right, go to sleep." 2 hours later, they're waking everybody up to go down there to start
Yeah.
getting shit, and you're like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
Yeah, tired as hell.
And other dudes are like, "Man, I don't know why you're tired." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I sat in the reception hall for 4.5 hours waiting on your bitch ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
So like
yeah.
that's when the, like the little
Yeah.
argument,
Arguments
you
Yeah.
start to learn
Yeah.
everybody, and they're like, "Dude, I don't know, I slept on a fucking 15-hour flight," and you're like, "Oh, did you?"
Did you? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was on a fucking
Aren't
bus
you
with a chain smoking winch
Smoker.
Yeah.
that wouldn't let me smoke,
I'm
and then
surprised she didn't have to like hold up that.
Yeah.
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 Work on that Shawnees.
Yeah.
But dude, we sat there for like no joke. He was right. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Is when they finally were like, "All right, we're taking you over to the barracks."
Damn.
And you go over to the barracks, and everybody's trying to settle in.
Yeah.
And you got some dudes, like I said, have been sleeping for the last 8 hours. So like, I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna stroke my
And you're just
dick.
like, shut
Yeah.
the
And you're
fuck
like,
up.
Yeah.
Please, shut
Just
the
be
fuck
quiet.
up.
Let me sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
that first day was miserable. But then after that, things get into like
Yeah,
a
you get in a
routine.
cycle. And then, like, once we had already got through all of our stuff and we were just waiting for pickup day, they'd be like, hey, go eat.
Yeah.
You walk them over there. Okay, cool. And then you just do your, so it got pretty relaxed. There was that, I just remember this. Do you remember that one guy? They had brought a guy in that was, like, mildly autistic. And this dude had a freaking seizure on us at 30th. Do you remember that? I don't remember how far in we were, but I remember.
I was really kept to myself though at that point.
Yeah,
so.
you were. Yeah. I was on fire guard, and this kid. I mean, he would talk like he was not he wasn't nonverbal autistic, but he was
Right.
on the spectrum. But you could tell something was off, and he as we went on, he was getting really starting to freak out a little bit. And then I was on fire guard, and one of the other guys was on fire guard, and we just started hearing a bunch of noise coming from the bathroom, like banging around and stuff.
Yeah.
And we couldn't both go, so he ran in there. And then he comes running out like, fucking call whoever, call them over here. We need, we need medical help or what. And so I holler at the drill sergeant that's on staff duty or on CQ. And then we both run in there, and this dude's having a seizure on the floor because he's just so stressed out that he couldn't handle it. and turns out dude's autistic. Somehow,
He got
no
in.
one knows how he got through the recruiting process. But we're all like, that recruiter's fucked.
Yeah,
Whoever put him through is fucked. But yeah, no, we straight up had a dude.
Damn,
Like,
I don't know
that's
that.
crazy.
I don't know how you don't. That was like a big because we had to have like a stand down.
That's probably when I was
And-
trying to sleep.
Yeah, we had to have like a stand down the next
Here we
morning.
relax.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember the stand down.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they had like pulled us all into the hallway and was just like, "Hey, we had an incident. You know, does anybody have any information about this guy?" And we're like, "No." Like, I'm pretty sure the dude came by himself. Had no idea. Never
Yeah.
really talked to anybody unless you talked to him.
Yeah, I stayed to myself like through 30th. I was like really.
Yeah.
I was just on my because
Yeah,
you
we
don't
would
know.
talk about home a little bit. Just
Yeah,
to
like
kinda-
I think I talked to him. I talked to Irwin a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
The-
because I
the-
knew Irwin. Like I think we were all pretty close.
yeah,
like,
I
in
think the three
reception.
of us all the way through till the end of basic. were
But other
pretty-
than that, like I
Especially
stayed to
me and you.
myself because like I didn't want to. Because that whole thought process of
Right.
like I don't know who to attach myself to at this point. I don't know who to talk to.
Yeah.
Who to like. I don't want to be like, yeah, me and you were boys.
You felt like when you hear from prison, like, I don't know what gang to be in.
Yeah, it was,
pretty much,
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I was kind of like, I even told Irwin. I told Irwin the first day there. Me and him were talking about something, and he was like, "Man, we're gonna get through this together." I was like, "There ain't no us." And he
You
was
know-
like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "There ain't no me and you.
Now, basic
It's either
training, you
one of
gotta
us
be-
or both of us. Like
basic
you're on your
training,
own."
Yeah, you almost got to be. You got to worry about getting you through that first.
yeah.
It's
And
almost like
There's the time
school.
and place for us, but
Right.
overall,
And I
it's,
don't think the
overall,
us
it's about
thing
you,
comes
yeah.
till like after you made it to basic training.
Yeah.
You're like a weekend. You look around the room and you're kind of like, okay, this guy can't handle this.
yeah.
This
This
guy
dude's
already
a
quit.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
that
this
guy.
guy's a
Yeah,
fucking.
this
yeah.
guy's suicidal.
I'm pretty sure this dude fingers his butthole at night.
Yeah.
You start to learn everybody,
Yeah.
and then you start to align yourself in that group.
Yeah, like,
The
I had a
30th,
real
you
good
don't
guy.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 30th, but I know basic. Even my battle buddy because we did battle buddies.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we
too.
did too.
JW, well, his name's Jason Windsor, going from Oklahoma. Me and him, it was like from day one we were battle buddies, and we actually served together our whole time.
Yeah.
That's
in the
cool.
same
Hell yeah.
platoon. So it was really cool. We're still good friends today.
I will say after you go through that first instance, like fast forward and we get picked up, you're on the bus, you show up, you've got
Yeah.
like the shark attack or whatever you want to fucking call it.
Back then it was Shark Attack.
Drill sergeant yelling, screaming, you're being pulled off the bus. You start to see like the foundation, right? You
Yeah.
start to see guys quit, you start to see guys not quit. Who can handle this? Who can handle that?
Yeah.
Who's going the extra mile? Whatever. But I think me and you, once we realized, because we didn't even know if we were going to be in the same platoon or not. You don't
Yeah,
know.
you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
So like that's also too why you don't want to like make like super good friends in the sense of like I don't want to be good friends with you, and then we get there,
Yeah.
we get split, and then I'm like, well, shit, the dude that's been my rock this whole time.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
Yeah.
I was in like first platoon for like 30 minutes. Next thing I know, get your shit, get the fuck back. Get
Yeah.
up. I was in
Yeah.
second platoon now.
Yeah.
So we didn't know how they were going to divide us up, and I talked to Patterson about this, and he said normally it does go based off of alphabetical order. Some platoons they like shake the whole thing up and they just go by numbers
Right.
or whatever. But for us, it was alphabetical order. So like me and Irwin grew up together.
Right.
And then we were at 30th AG. We were a bump from each other, and then we get to basic, and he's in first, and me and you end up in third.
Yeah.
But we ended up, like you said, like right next to one another there, and then that kind of like solidified things in the sense of like,
Right.
all right, this is the guy that I'm gonna work with. It was like me, you, O'Connor, Parker.
Moss was there
So
too.
I was with Parker for my entire military career. Me and him were at 4th ID and 101st together. And then Randall, me and Pat Randall were pretty
Randall.
close.
I love
But like
that
the guy above me, Ramos, I'm not talking bad about him, but like Ramos was just my bunkmate.
That's
That was
all it
it.
was. Right.
He was cool,
Nothing
but
more.
He was a
wasn't
cool
really-
guy. I'm just saying me and him were just bunkmates.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
But me, him, O'Connor, Parker, and Randall were all like,
Yeah.
we're like our little group,
Yeah.
like we
Because
stuck
that
together.
happens. Yeah.
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 Check on each other.
I got lucky. O'Connor was my bunkmate. O'Connor was like the most high speed, low track dude we had there.
Yeah.
He was always our platoon guy.
I remember like they would fire him and put him back in charge. Like they would let it go for like 6 hours, and they're like, "This shit's just too fucked up. Put O'Connor back in there." And then they'd like put O'Connor back up. And then like me and you and a couple other guys like were always the fucking squad leaders.
Yeah.
Like they'd fire us, bring somebody else in, and shit would go to hell. And they're like, "We're not doing this because you're good at your job. We're just fucking. We were checking to make sure your leadership was good, you know, or whatever, you know." Like so, it always ended up the same group of guys, like,
right?
And my dad told me like, you know, fly under the radar.
Yep.
Next thing you know, like I'm always fucking doing something, or always one of us is. I literally remember me and him being like, "You gonna be O'Connor's battle buddy? Who's gonna do it?" I took the ass chewing last time.
Yeah, we would take turns. Yeah,
like poor O'Connor's having to go in there and get obliterated. Every time, but me and him would just like trade off.
We would rotate. Yeah.
I don't want to do it today.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah,
I got it. You know?
I think we rock paper scissors a couple times too.
But yeah, so that's when basic training changes, right? You get picked up by the drill sergeant.
Yeah, you get picked
and you
up.
meet the real deal, and you're like, "Oh fuck!"
I remember every second of that bus ride.
Just being
like stuffed in there like freaking cattle.
Yeah, see, we
front
walked,
and back loading.
We walked. The drill sergeant was just talking to me. "Oh, nice to see you. I hope you just chat."
That's worse.
No, that's
and then
awful.
he's
That's
talking,
awful, yeah.
and we're talking. And he goes, "See that street? See that street right there?" And I said, "Yes, drill sergeant." He goes, "We crossed that street. Your ass is mine." I was like, "Oh, we crossed the street. They dropped us right there and start pumping them out."
Was you like thinking to yourself, though, like physically? What you mean? Like we passed the street,
this ain't I don't do all that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I knew kind of what it meant growing up. I'm like, oh.
But you are thinking to yourself, like, I don't know, this dude might fucking try to rape me. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they were all of a sudden it just seemed like it was like more drill sergeants than it was the company.
Yeah.
And
like they came out outnumber them, but at the same time, it feels like there's
one
more.
guy tried to take off his duffel bag before he got in the front leading the rest. All fucked up,
dude.
So what did we do? We did duffel bag over the head, right?
No, so we front loaded and rear loaded our duffels, and then no, you're right. We front loaded one. And then our personal bag was on our back with our laundry bag attached.
And then you carried one.
And then we carried our other duffel, which in turn, when we got off the bus, was up here.
Yeah. So it was like once you got underneath the CTA and everybody's in formation, it was like duffel bag over your head. And that's kind of when you realize, like, shit's real.
Here now I'm in basic training now. This was
because Patterson and I talked about that, and I was telling him like the most vivid memory I have of him when I first met him was him climbing over the seats.
That was the scariest shit I'd ever seen in my life, like a fucking spider monkey.
So the dude is not very tall, but like he comes up on the bus and he's not yelling yet. He's like talking to you in a certain voice, but then people aren't moving.
You got to set the stage a little bit.
So he walks up on the bus like kind of aggressively, like standing at the front of the bus, and he's like, "Get the fuck up, get your bags, get the fuck off the bus." And everybody's kind of like in that shock factor.
Yeah.
And then also you got all this shit and you're trying to get up.
Shuffle.
And it's like 2 seconons later, he's up on top of the seat. He's like, "Get the fuck off the butt!" And you're like, "Oh!"
Dude. We're and it seemed like all the way to the barracks. I don't know if you guys probably heard the Disney barracks of Fort Knox.
Yeah,
they're nicer, but like the whole time there, it was just screaming in your face. I'm like,
oh, dude. So they brought drill sergeants from other companies.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they
out of nowhere, like a funnel.
Yeah.
And you had to walk through them, and they're fucking all screaming at you, different things, like, "Put the bag in front of you, no, put it over your head," and you're like, "I don't know what the fuck I'm doing," you know. Like,
so we were a little different because I was in the very last seat, the back of the bus. So like we rolled up, and I just remembered like looking out the window. And all the drill sergeants are like in their Stetsons, looking fucking badass, Spurs, awesome.
Yeah, they did mean chilling Stetsons and Spurs.
Yeah,
really.
And then they feet are chilling on the fence, and then the bus stops, and then like he said, it was kind of like a pause. It was just like everybody just kind of gets up, starts moving, and it's kind of slow, and then Drill Sergeant Patterson comes up, starts screaming. Once all hell broke loose, everybody's trying to get out the back. Well, Drill Sergeant Lips opened up the back of the bus, the door to the back, and I think it was Owens. Was right next to me, and Drill Sergeant Lips pulled him out the back, and it's the emergency hatch. There's no steps down. He just pulled him out the back.
Off that, 2-3 feet off the ground.
He just throws him back, and so he lands on the ground. And then I'm right behind it. So he's like, get off the fucking bus, jump. So we're all like trying to jump and get out of there. And we're carrying our bags. And we make this jump and we're all like collapsing from the weight because we're like, kadoosh, and just like sprawling out like, oh God, get the fuck up, get over there. And I remember running behind Owens, and I think it was Drill Sergeant Brayhoon was screaming at him, and Owens farted on him. He's like, did you just shit on me, Private? Did you fucking shit on me? And Owens was like, Drill Sergeant, I'm scared. And he's like, I don't give a fuck, you just fucking shit on me. And so we're running, and he did. I was right behind he crop dusted the shit out of it. That was nasty.
So I think I was like midway through the bus.
Yeah.
So I went out the front.
You went out the front, yeah. So
but
you
was
catch
like,
the hell of the
But it was like when I came down the steps, it's like all the drill sergeants, and I'm like,
yeah.
And they're all like, get the bag above your head. I'm like, I got it up. And the guy's like, oh, just put it in front of you. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, put it back up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like,
they're all taking turns.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, when we're all there, I mean, you guys will run up that, you're a first platoon, you're a second platoon, and you just guys will run up, and everybody's screaming. It's like that first initial, they try to mind fuck you.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. It was so bad.
So
and
we
you guys got that guy in a fetal position.
So we're all underneath the CTA, like bags above our head.
Yeah.
Standing there in formation. They're all, they're going through, screaming and yelling. And you drop your bag, they're screaming at this guy, that guy. And then you do have this one dude over there in the fetal position, like fucking crying.
Screaming for his mom.
You're trying not to look at him. You're trying to be focused. And then they're going down the line, like telling you like what platoon you're going to.
Yeah.
And then the first block of instruction I remember getting, I might be this is where to your perspective is good. The first block of instruction I remember is them making the bed.
Yep.
They had a bunk outside, and they're like, "This is how you'll make." And I remember thinking to myself the whole time, I was like, "How the fuck am I going to remember this?"
Yeah. Because you got so much other shit
I
going
just
through
got
your
my
mind.
asshole busted out for the past hour, and you're standing there all fucking red, fucking faced, and you're like, "How the fuck am I gonna remember?"
Oh yeah.
To make this bunk, like the hospital corners.
Oh god.
But you learn that they teach you the standard, but at the same time, you're not gonna learn the standard for a couple of days. Like it's gonna take trial by error. It's gonna take.
Oh, it is. It is. It's gonna take them to look,
getting the shit smoked out of you.
Then you get.
And see, I feel like I blacked out from that point to the shower.
So
I don't remember. I remember the block. The next thing I remember is we're all standing in line. I got a towel and soap in one hand, and I'm like, we're all fucking butt naked right now, about to go in the shower. And drill sergeant's walking up and down the fucking shower, looking at all of us, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
So you don't remember running up the steps the first time?
I probably,
dude,
I'm sure, but I'm saying to me, it's those little snapshots.
Yeah. After, because whenever I hit my spot on the CTA, Drill Sergeant Patterson came in my face, down here. He's like, step the fuck back. But he's sweating, so he's spitting his sweat all over me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Step back, he gets behind me, shoves me forward. He's like, step forward. And side to side, forward, back. And I'm up here, trying not to lose my balance. And then they start roll calling Nolan, 3rd platoon, and they're like, get the fuck upstairs. And so there's a bunch of us.
Yeah.
And I think I was behind you, but maybe it was Petroni or somebody. We were walking because we're having to run up these stairs as fast as we can.
With the bags up over
your head. We were on the second floor.
And people start falling, which in turn they start falling down, which all the rest of us start going down. And so we're trying to crawl up. We got the wrong bags because we dropped our bags. I picked up homie's bag over here, and he picked up my bag. And then we got to go in and we got to dump our bags.
Oh, yeah.
Once we hit the ready line, they show us the ready line. We all stand there, and we got to dump our bags. And then that's when they start separating. Okay, your personal bag, all that, set that over here.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna dump all this out, and then they start showing us our wall locker.
Yeah,
This is how you're gonna organize your wall locker. Blah blah blah.
All
And
your
people aren't
socks.
listening. I remember I was right next to Ostrike, and when all this was happening, I don't know why, but I was fucking loving it. During this whole shark attack thing, I looked at Ostrike and said, this is fucking awesome. And then he looks at me, he's like, you're fucking crazy. This sucks. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. I don't know why. I come
but
5 minutes later, I was done. It wasn't awesome.
Now, like I said, when you guys first got there, this can't be with the Army.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then now we're oh shit, this is
now,
it.
Yeah, reality is you're like, all right, this is what
now we're
I signed up for. Yeah, now we're getting
deep in the Army.
We're moving. Yeah.
And
I think the difference between us though is that I'm really good at just shutting the bad shit out.
That's me.
So I just turn the lights off and I'm there. I'm doing what I got to do, but I don't.
That's me.
I'm not. I'm just not even Yep, you're screaming. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to the next.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
Waiting for the next
I'm not gonna
order
lie,
to come down.
I'm nervous before the event starts, but when the event starts, it's like this
Yeah.
like thing like comes over me.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Well, it all
the lights
happens
are
so
on, but
fast.
nobody's
Yeah,
home.
it
You
is
know,
quick.
it
It's
goes
they
through quick.
come they mind fuck you right
Yeah.
off the bat.
Yeah, and every school I went to after that was the same way. Like,
Yeah.
I remember what I had to, but like when the bad shit's happening, I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't even know
That
what
was
the fuck's
my
going
thing.
on right now.
My biggest problem with all that, for some reason, especially once we were far enough in to like know what we were doing day to day, and like you shouldn't be fucking this up. You
Right.
know, like,
Yeah.
the morning,
Yeah.
call to the line, ready line.
Right.
I don't know if you remember, but I would get so bent out of shape. I would lose my shit. Like if we were getting smoked because some dude couldn't get out of his bed in time, and we were
Yeah.
6 weeks
Yeah.
in,
See,
I'd be punching the ground, and then like the drill sergeants actually started catching on to that, and they would like pull me in. They're like, "You got to chill." Like this, it's
But
good.
we were all
It
like,
is designed for this, and even
Yeah.
all you guys are like, bro, like you gotta chill. 'Cause I would lose it. I'd
yeah.
be like, "You're a fucking idiot. What is fucking wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Like, get up and stand there. That's all you got to do. You
Get
got
up
10
and
seconds
stand
to
there.
do it.
Exactly.
And
like,
like,
I remember getting annoyed, like that rage inside you, but at the same time, like you,
I
like,
couldn't hold it down.
Like I was just like, this is just what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
Petroni
I just
was
started
my,
blocking it out. You know, I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I knew from the time we woke up to like that 10 seconds on the radio line, like somebody somewhere is gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
There's
They
there's
will,
too many
their
of us
job was
here.
to
Yeah.
find something. They had to
But I
find
do
something.
remember you getting like, it's funny you say that because I didn't even think about that, but I do remember you now being like, what the, like the drill sergeant would leave and you're getting ass chewing from him worse than the drill. And you're like, you're a fucking stupid motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
put your fucking sandals underneath your bed. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong
Yeah.
But
with you?
again, simple instruction.
Yeah,
All right, sorry, like the second or third day, you know what the fuck to do.
what's
now.
expected?
Right.
Yeah.
So I will say, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the first couple of days, right? For me, you know, you have those nervous points, like the fear kind of. Like,
yeah.
I'd say fear, whatever you want to call it, builds up. So for me, the first thing was like that wake up, because me and you were just talking about this on camera.
Yeah.
That, like, I hate being woke up by someone other than myself.
Right.
I can wake up at any time. I can wake up at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you wake me up at 3,
Oh yeah.
and I'm supposed to not get up till 3:30, and I can get out of bed on my own, it pisses me off.
Oh yeah.
So that I think I laid in bed like agonizing over that first wake up, because it was like that thought process of like somebody else is gonna wake me up regardless.
Yeah.
Like it's not in
Yeah.
my control.
Right.
And I already know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be screaming, yelling.
You already know what's coming
It
down.
was-
After that first date, you know what's coming down.
Yeah. But
And
the
you know
first
they live
wake
for
up,
it.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
first wake up was worse than pickup day.
And
Yeah.
dude, the trash can
Trash can
lids
lids.
banging, them
And
screaming.
the fucked up,
yelling.
thing I remember for me was because where we were sleeping, we could see the door.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
And
like so,
so-
like the bay is in a U.
I woke up.
Oh,
they
okay.
told
So
us.
you saw it coming down.
and the drill sergeant office is outside. So
Yeah.
like you've got this line where so Nolan, then me, and then like the long line, and then the U, like the
Yeah.
other end of the
Yeah.
U, where the door that you go out to the CTA to the training
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
But the drill sergeants always came from that door. That's where
Yeah.
the CQ desk
Your
is.
guys. Yeah.
So they woke us up at what, like 4 or 5.
Something like that. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I remember for some reason I woke up. I didn't have to pee or nothing. Or, I just woke up
Yeah.
5 minutes before that time because we knew what time they were waking us up. I don't remember exactly what time it was, but I remember looking. It was 5 minutes on my watch, and I looked at the door and I could see there, like from a movie where
feet.
you see the feet
Feet
shadow.
covered. Yeah.
Where I saw them out there.
Yeah.
Like you could just see them kind of all the feet moving around, and I was like, "Oh no!" And then all of a sudden you hear everybody's watches beat for the hour, 5 o'clock hour. Boom! Wake the fuck up! Boom, boom, boom! They start
Dude.
pushing our bunks over like dominoes.
Yeah.
Get the fuck up!
Yeah. And you're like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, grabbing people, fucking chucking them into
Dude.
the middle of the bay.
I
Yeah.
remember just like laying there. I heard it, and it was like the annoyance.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like I was scared of what's about to happen. It was like I was so annoyed. I was just like, man, fuck. What am I doing?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah,
then you
Why
get
am I
online-
here?
Yeah, you get online, you're in fucking flip flops and your PTs and your
Yeah.
rifle, and you're like,
yeah.
we didn't even have rifles at that point.
No,
we got
them the
rifles
second
that day.
the
Yeah.
second day, yeah.
Well, let's take a break real quick, and then we'll talk about our first couple weeks.
Yay.